you're watching this video, the Beauty Stak is live on the internet. So not too long ago, when I was packing up my things, when it came time to pack all of my makeup and skincare products to fly to Philly, it ended up taking me 2 carry-on suitcases to fit everything. And I'm not proud of that, but I just want to reiterate, 2 carry-on suitcases. And that was just the collection of makeup and skincare that I felt like I would want to have access to while I was at business school. So I remember that moment as I was going through all of my makeup thinking, oh my gosh, A, you have way too much stuff. B, like some of the stuff you forgot that you had and you haven't been able to actually utilize before having to toss it because it just sat around while newer, flashier items came up and maybe you ended up using different products that you probably didn't really need because you had something similar enough, but you maybe just forgot about it. And so I remember that experience just telling me a couple of things that A, I needed to keep better track of all of my makeup and skincare products, and B, I needed to kind of like find the joy in like using and appreciating what I already had. And that's where I got the idea for the Beauty Stak. And I ended up doing a bunch of research on what was out there and also interviewing a ton of potential customers. I reached out to a ton of people, like everyday makeup and skincare lovers. And then I hit this roadblock where I thought, oh my gosh, like I think the best way to have this product is through a mobile app, like an iPhone or Android app. It's been a while since I built one of those, so I knew I needed some help. And that's where it got a little tricky. How would I pay for someone to develop this app? Would I have to try and get funding? It was just like became such like a cluster that I ended up pausing it until. So I've just been sitting on this idea. Around Thanksgiving, I was like, oh wow, man, I wish I'd built that app. Because I would love to kind of go through all of my makeup products while I'm at home. And then also I would love to have been able to kind of track all of the like the cool looks I've been doing over the past couple of years. And then I sat with that idea like, oh my gosh, why didn't you build this out? Like we should have figured this out. And then I realized maybe an app was not the best way to bring this idea. As I was thinking that, I just started thinking like, what are the other ways? Do I build like a mini website? Like what's the best way for me to get this to those people? Because I had people who had reached out who were kind of on the wait list for this idea, this app, and they were like, oh, whatever happened to that? And I just realized, how can I quickly get that to them and see if it's actually a good idea and not just have one of like my ideas kind of fall to the wayside. And I think a lot of us can kind of probably identify with that. So while I've been home for the holidays, I sat down and really I decided to use Notion, which is like an online platform where you really can do a lot in terms of productivity, tracking, and you can customize it in different ways. And so I wanted to use that to actually get this from idea to an actual product. And I am really proud to say it's live. If you're watching this video, the Beauty Stak is live on the internet. I'm going to use this video just to give you a very quick overview walkthrough to give you a sense of what the product is and the things you can do with it. It doesn't matter if you only have 20 products, but you just want to track the expiration dates of those products, to maybe you have a huge collection and you want to start shopping your stats and make that fun and kind of create some sort of beauty diary journal that way. And maybe you just want to share what you have with your friends and write notes on the things that you're really loving, your holy grails, and have that live in one place, regardless of what your use case is. Just through the conversations I've had with people, I wanted to build the things that were coming up the most, and I present you with the Beauty Stak. Hi, I put on my glasses because this is serious business. So the Beauty Stak, like I mentioned, is really here to help you simplify your routine and track what you already have, so you're not buying duplicates of things or you're not buying things that you really don't need, but you're also able to track when you do need to repurchase things because now they're empty or they're expiring soon. I wanted to also make sure that this product or template was quite versatile. And what I mean by that is you can use it for your makeup, your skincare, nails, fragrances, beyond, anything that's kind of in that beauty category. And my hope is that you really enjoy those products that you already have, but also when you do purchase new products, you appreciate them even more because it's something that you've thought about how it fits into your entire collection. With that, let's go through the overview. So when you first open up your Beauty Stak, you'll see a few things here. You'll see the navigation corner so that you can go through all of the pages that you have available, but you'll also see the highlights of your collection thus far. And so you'll see the products that are expiring soon. You can see here that I have a couple of things that have already expired in my collection, so I can decide what to do with them in this page or in the broader expired or expiring page. And so you just have that bird's eye view of that. You can see the products that you've recently added this month. You can see all of the products that you've recently added to your collection in the past month, but you can also drill down to see which ones are your makeup products or which skincare, hair, nails, or perfumes you've added, just so you can get a sense of what you've been spending on. And you can also see the latest entries to your diary, and we'll go into that, as well as the highlights in terms of your insights. So you can see how much you've spent so far on your collection, as the number of products you've logged, and kind of that change in spend. So if you're trying to spend less than you did last year, you can also kind of track that here as you log more products. And then another area that I really wanted to add was this mobile view. So if you're familiar with the Notion app, you can access this template on your iPhone, your iPad, your desktop, anything really. And so if you're looking at this through your iPhone, it's going to look a little different just based on how the app works. So I wanted to make it as easy as possible to kind of navigate. So let's go into your Beauty Stak. And so this is really where your home base is. Yes, you have the overview in the main page, but I think this is where one of the areas where the template really sings or really shines. And like I mentioned, I really wanted to make the functionality as user-friendly. And so you'll see that there are a lot of automations, a lot of formulas, and all of their functionality, just to make sure that when you're trying to log your products or track different products, it's as simple as possible. So when you go to your Beauty Stak, you can see the overview, and I wanted to give you kind of a view in terms of like a gallery, a photo view. And so you can see all of the products that you've added thus far, and you can drill down based on the category. So you can see the specific makeup, skincare. As you can see, I haven't added as much skincare as I have makeup. You can see hair, nails, the full gamut. And that really is pulling from what you put in the products list. And one of the things I love about this products list is it really allows you to see everything, right? One of the pieces of feedback that we got from the people we interviewed is they didn't want to have to type everything out all the time. And so one of the things that I've added here is a list of brands that are quite well known, about 1,000 brands. So if you can find them at Sephora, Ulta, Derm Store, any of these major retailers, you'll find the brand here, so you don't have to fully type everything out. And so as you're putting in the products, I recommend going to the specific category, because some of the categories are not relevant depending on the type of product. So if you're looking at skincare, you're not going to care to put in color, shade name. Let's go to the makeup list. So you can add the product name, the brand, and like information about the product itself, as well as your rating. And I understand that when you're logging it in, you may not know the rating, so you can always come back to that. And you can add that to your Holy Grail, which is going to come into play later, which is just a way of saying these are like the items that are kind of like the ones that I really can't live without. Not to be dramatic, but you can add that to your Holy Grail with a button, and it automates that for you. And you can add the price. And of course, one thing I'll say is you don't have to add everything, but if it depends on how you're using this to track. So just keep that in mind. And you can also add photos to the product. And when you upload a photo here, it automatically populates in the gallery view up here. And then you can add the open date and the number of months that the product is good for. And so if you look at a lot of the makeup and beauty products, there's an icon that shows you the number of months that the product is good for. You just put that number here, and then the rest of this is automated. So let's go to the Bisou Balm here and say that it can last 20 months. I don't know if that's true, but as soon as I put in 20, we can see that since I opened it this year, I still have a good like over a year's worth of use out of it, and it automatically populates letting you know that it's safe, and it lets you know when the product does expire. So like I said, I just wanted to make this as easy as possible for you. And some of the other buttons here you'll see you can come back to, but you can mark the products as empty, you can repurchase them, and then you can also archive the product. So if it is empty and you want to kind of remove it from your collection, you can archive it, but you'll still be able to see your archived products later. Or you can archive it if you buy a product and after a month of using it, you're like, I actually don't like this. It's making me sensitive, or I'm allergic to it. I gave it away, whatever it is, and you don't want it in your collection anymore. You can archive the product. And the other pages really pull from that. So that's why I said that's your home base. So we have the expired and expiring soon page. We have the photo there just in case you forget what the product looks like, and then more information here. When we go to the empties, you can see your current empties. I haven't marked anything as empty yet, so that's why you don't see anything here. But we can always, once you do, it'll populate here, and then you can decide if you want to repurchase, archive that. All of your archived products will live in this archived list here, so you'll always have that. Even if it's no longer part of your collection, we'll always have that information, so you can look back on it and make judgments there. Like I said, this template is built for someone who may have just like 20 products in their entire beauty collection to someone who may have like 100 plus. And so because I understand that as you add more information, these lists are going to get longer. There are limits on how much data shows, how many rows will show, but also you'll see here, if you see this arrow right here, it means you can kind of toggle that on and off. So if for some reason you don't really care to see your archive products because you feel like it's getting a little messy, you can always toggle that off. And one of my favorite parts of the template is actually the beauty diary. This came out of just the feedback I heard from people in terms of the different use cases. So like I mentioned, you might want to track your panning progress, or you want to shop your stash and just like want to see how much progress you've made on that bronzer that you bought in 2023. You can do that here, but you can also just track the beauty looks that you may have created and want to make sure you know how to recreate next time you have an event. So for example, let's say this is me and I created this glitter look for New Year's Eve last year. I can throw in the photos of myself, and then I can write in the products that I used, as well as little tips, just so I can make sure that I can recreate that. And I think that's going to be a really fun way to just like track your favorite looks, but then also make sure that you don't forget how to do them, because there's nothing worse than having a really cool makeup look and then wanting to recreate it a year from now, and then realizing, oh geez, like I've forgotten the products that I used, and also just I forgot how to do it. And you can always tag in the products that you used for this, but then you can also add tags. So for here, I could tag something like silver, glitter, party look. It's really up to you. You can always search based on other keywords. Like I can search glitter. So it's really up to you and how you want to kind of organize this. And you can do like your project pans, like I mentioned, and your progress there. So I think this is going to be like a really fun area of the template. We also have just kind of like a shareable page for you and your friends if you want to kind of screenshot any part of this, so you know like the top brands that you've purchased, and as well as your holy grails. A lot of the brands that you will probably need are already in the template, so you don't have to type it all out. But there's certain brands that may be indie that you will have to input the first time you track a product from that brand. And so I decided, let's look at the UK brand that is called Vive Cosmetics. So this is an indie brand, and so it is this face compact. Really enjoy it, but let's just see the workflow in terms of how you would put this in. So it is called the Dimension Face Palette. The brand is Vive. As we can see, it doesn't exist. So we're just going to create one, and that's going to be the last time you have to add Vive. And I have a few other products, so now it's saved in the brands list for you. Color, Twilight. The color is like multi, so it doesn't really matter to me, because as you can see, there's a highlighter, blush. Yes, basically highlighters and blushes. So I'm just gonna do makeup here. For the type, I'll just put blush. Rating, I'm not sure yet, it's a little new. In terms of price, I'm just gonna use the current retail price because I don't wanna go dig through emails. So it was $49, even though I know I definitely got it on sale. In terms of my open date, let's say it was October. And this one, I think I have just been a little more lax with, especially given that I'm entering products that I haven't purchased recently or that recently. So for some of these, like if I know that it was in 2023, I'll pick a random date, but usually it's not because I want to track the expiration dates, because I just want to track how much I spent that year. So like I said, it's going to be up to you. For the expiry, it expires after 12 months. Wow, that's soon. So, but you know, I still have until next October. And so that is as simple as it is. And I can add a photo. I will add a photo, but here is the beauty of the Notion app. So if you already have the photo on your computer, go for it. I'm using this on desktop, but because I have my phone on me right now, I can pull up the Beauty Stak here. I'm just gonna take a photo here. Looks like I've never used this before, but I promise I've used it. And then you upload it, and it's so simple. And as you can see, as it uploaded here, it automatically uploaded in the desktop. When you're in the Stak view, you can view more information about the product just by clicking on the photo. And you can, of course, write any notes, see the rating and other information. You can look at the enlarged view of the product photo here as well. And you can also do this from the product list itself. And when you open that, you have a side view here. And I think it's a great way to just like take note of what you like about the product, what you don't like, or the best ways to use it, just so you have that record there. And now you're ready to dive into the Beauty Stak. Like I've said before, this was sparked with an idea that I had from an experience that was very personal to me, but it really grew after talking to more people in the beauty community, whether it was in person or the online beauty community. And so I fully hope that if you have any feedback, please feel free to reach out on email, on social. Just I want to hear how you're using it and how you think we can improve, because ultimately I want this to be a product, not just a Notion template, and something that you feel solves problems for you in the beauty space. I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I do, and I can't wait to see how you all use it. I love you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.